Welcome back. This week we talk about Val Kilmer, the U.S. economy, tariffs, OnlyFans being sued by men complaining, AI being used to create Down syndrome models on OnlyFans, a surgeon fined for photographing a patient's genitals, Dale Earnhardt Jr. battles Lamar Jackson for the number 8 trademark, and in this week's Am I the Asshole, does caring too much for an injured spouse make you controlling? And away we go.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm on it.
Hey, freak show! You're going nowhere!
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Welcome back, kids and coaches, to another episode of West of Nowhere. I am Levi.
And I'm Shane.
Yeah, and we are back in this lovely April 2025. Yes, some comments saying that we have the wrong date in the video, and to that I say,
Yes,
we do. Here's the problem is that so I work off of a saved version of the previous episode every time. So I go in and I take the video or basically just our videos out, and then it's just a template of the background image and the logo and all the stuff, right? And then I update the episode title sometimes and most times, and then I do the intro title thing, and every now and then and I think this is kind of when I had to revert to like older save files because I had lost one of my drives on my computer.
Yeah.
That when I tried to started doing it, like I think it's from that. And so I changed it before I saved it this last video because I uploaded it after I had seen that comment, and I was like, man. And I was like, well, it's fine. It gives them something to look forward to, but it'll be changed this time, so you're welcome.
Listen, people, we're professionals, okay? And if you think you could do better, then you do it, all right?
But also, don't steal our listener base, thanks. So we have got some diversity in the comments. T-Ferg's back. Excited
Good.
to see that. And then we have both Boudica and the Glitter Lizard again, but I don't know if I've seen Annabelle Wanders comment before.
I have not seen that.
And then there's another one, Clem with the Hot Wings.
Jesus, okay.
Love the name. Give us some of your hot wings, Clem. Come on. All right. So we're gonna start with T-Ferg. He says, for the Am I the Asshole, the sister who put a rescued horse in with a show horse or like prize horse.
Yeah.
He says, definitely not the asshole. Horses can be dangerous, especially to other horses they don't know. That's a good point. Yeah. And I think that's kind of the consensus. Let's see. We have... Where was it? Glitter Lizard says that she has a pronunciation correction. I guess it's dressage because it rhymes with mirage. French. Anyway, it's a sport with the horses in the Olympics. Cool. Saying she could work it off would make sense if she had broken a household item. She proved herself to be a danger to the animals and a threat to her livelihood. Even if the vet bill weren't in the equation, I would limit her to being allowed to come back at all. She should pay it because the whole reason she felt entitled to go behind her back and attempt to breed them is because she's a spoiled brat who won't take no for an answer and never faces consequences. She needs consequences for her own good. Hopefully her parents will make her pay, and she will learn something because patterns like this land people in jail. Yeah, and for the record, I wasn't saying let her work it off by spending more times with the animals. She almost caused the ruckus with. I was saying, like, make her, shovel poop or something. Like, do the stuff that is not the glamorous part of having horses.
Yeah.
Sorry, you have to jerk this horse off now. Oh, man. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna go with Boudica next. She says, I'm gonna put truck nuts on my Prius. I wish you would, and send us pictures, because that's awesome. And first comment I've ever seen from Clem with the hot wings says, we were talking about, I asked you for your crypto degree analysis of that killer whale story.
Yeah.
OSHA getting involved in. I was talking about how, cryptids have kind of this, I don't really know what that thing was. And then that it was, that's a way for people to explain it. Clem says, sure, a lot of things do, like willow wasp, ball lightning, whale dicks / kraken tentacles. So, kraken tentacles, people were like, oh God, this is a gigantic fucking octopus down there. And it's just a whale dick hanging up above the water like they do. He says, but the whole thing with the cryptids is their existence hasn't been disproven, and there's enough anecdotal evidence to raise suspicion. The world is big, and it's old. People discover new species regularly. We don't understand everything there is to understand, nor have we found everything there is to find. Last year, paleontologists found a complete skeleton in China that looks identical to a dragon. Not a resemblance, it's a fucking dragon. Even the fish in its belly are perfectly preserved. Sure, it's 240 million years old, long extinct, but so is the coelacanth until they found one alive. Who's to say some of these stories aren't real? Clem, thanks for joining us. Bad news, though. This fossil is very much, they knew exactly what it was when they found it. They weren't like, fuck, we found a dragon. They said, no, we found a Dinocephalosaurus, which is basically like a very long and skinny version of the Loch Ness monster.
Oh, okay.
There's one in the background right there. He's a long, skinny boy. And yes, they do have a vaguely dragon-like appearance, but I didn't know what it looked like, and I didn't know about the story, and I was like, why is nobody telling us we found a fucking dragon? But then I read it, and I was like, even the fish in but okay, this has got to be a Loch Ness Monster type situation, right? Don't get me wrong, I do appreciate the allure of like cryptids and cryptozoology. I just found an animal that I'm like, that thing is basically a fucking Wendigo. Like I saw this video of this animal walking. Let's see if I can. Oh yeah, here we go. And I was like, this does not look right at all. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. It's creepy. And it's a maned wolf, which is native of South America, and it's not a wolf or a fox. It's just kind of a canine, essentially a dingo of South America.
Okay.
But like, you're in the woods, and you see that thing walking around, you're like, what? Oh God, this is not going to be good. This is something evil. Like, or my favorite / least favorite, technically, the shoebill. What is it called? Shoebill something. Or stork. These things just like have this demonic vibe that I don't like. And
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't know why this picture's so tiny, but like view image in new tab, and it's like, how about the smallest image we've ever made? Wouldn't that be fun? But yeah, so anyway, on to Annabelle Wanders says at the in my little spiel about how things that we perceive as like super long ago aren't that long ago in terms of like, the civil rights movement and World War II and the Holocaust, things like that. They say all the footage is in black and white, so everybody gets this idea. It was so long ago, which is a quote of what I said. And then the response is, the majority of these photos and videos were recorded in color, starting in the 1940s and pretty much everything after 1954. The entire civil rights movement, they changed them to black and white after the fact to trick our minds into believing it's ancient history.
Oh, wow.
Hell, even if it was before color and audio, or even photographs before moving pictures, that's still only just over 100 years old, little more than a lifetime. Yes and no. The problem is there's a lot of stock footage that was recorded on like very, I would say like cheaper video cameras. Like, so like if you're gonna record something and you're, you know, a hobbyist or not part of a major news network,
Yeah.
you're not going to have, you know, the means for the fancy new color film. So a lot of people just didn't, and that's just how it was. But so you can see there's a lot of video. I'm pretty sure I have a dream speech you can see in color, but there is a lot of it that's not, and that's because you know, the major news networks only recorded a couple things and didn't really care to do anything else. So if you put it like in today's context, it's like when a news story breaks, but all the attached media is only showing like pixelated shitty cell phone video from like 2009, you know? So it's like, that's just what was there. But there are some cases where they do make it look older, just to, and I would say, yes, there are probably some nefarious reasons to do that, but then also I think that there's a market for, well, it's got to be black and white because then it's interesting, you know. Shit, it's old, you know. There's an appreciation for that. But and then Clem replied to that and said, the last widow of a Civil War veteran died in 2020. So pretty sick.
Jesus.
Well, and then I've talked about it a few times, but we worked with a guy whose grandpa was in the Civil War. So, which still blows my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, dude, the comments are hot today. All right.
Yeah, got a lot of good stuff. And
All right. Yeah.
keep them
Thank you,
coming.
Clem, Annabelle, Boudica.
T-Ferg and Glitter Lizard. Yeah, that name's the best. Oh boy. So where to begin? Let's begin with we'll just go with Val Kilmer, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Iceman, Doc Holliday, and the like. It really like such a wide range too in his characters. Like he never was like, I'm just this guy in every movie, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I love him, but Ryan Reynolds is kind of like that. It's like Val Kilmer really appreciated the craft and tried to do what he could to make a character come to life instead of just portraying himself.
Honestly, man, good on him because like I don't know if you've seen his first ever like his what people consider to be his like breakout movie was Top Secret.
Isn't that like, it's like a goofy one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a spoof movie about spy movies.
Yeah, okay.
And it's
like a
hilarious.
What do you call it? Like an Austin Powers before Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to like obviously it's probably not the first. I would assume that I think that Top Secret came out after
It
like
is his
Blazing
first
Saddles and stuff.
It's his first role for sure.
But he does a great job and like to not get stuck in that comedy role.
Yeah.
And then just be able to, and I think towards the end of his career, he kind of stick to like he pretty much started playing like the villain in a lot of movies, like towards the end.
That's true. Yeah.
But yeah, he was such somebody asked me the other day, someone was like, yo, what's your favorite movie by him? And my first response was Top Secret. And then my second response was Batman.
Yeah.
I think that movie where he was Batman is such an underrated Batman movie. Jim Carrey, Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah. What's her face? Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy. Yeah. Yeah, that Batman Forever. Yeah, man. What a cast of characters.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, what a cast of characters in that movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's just everybody's in it.
I completely forgot that he was Doc Holliday, even though I love Tombstone as a movie.
Really?
Whenever people,
Oh, man.
Yeah, I was like Top Secret and Batman, and then I was like, wait a second, Doc Holliday,
Yeah.
holy shit, dude.
Yeah. God, I just watched that the other day just to, R.I.P., pay tribute. And
Yeah, I'm your Huckleberry.
yeah, I was like, dude, he fucking just becomes Doc Holliday. Like, Sam Elliott's still Sam Elliott, and Kurt Russell, he's Wyatt Earp, but he's still got a little Kurt Russell tinge to it, right?
Yeah.
But fucking Val Kilmer is like blended into this cowboy epic. Like, it is impressive. And even the scenes where he's supposed to be obviously dying from tuberculosis but also fucking hammered, like, I'm like, this guy is fucking trashed. Like, he does such a good job. And the comedic timing also just very, I don't know, like, that is one of my favorite movies in general. It's a great movie. Obviously, it's going to be probably at least top 3 Val Kilmer movies. I really love Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. If you haven't seen that, you got to watch it. It's such a good movie. Him and Robert Downey Jr. They're like, it's not a straight up like, one's the goofball, one's the straight man. Like, there's a dynamic to it that is very fun. Also, in Heat, like, Heat was a kick-ass movie.
Yeah.
And I only watched Heat because I knew it was Doc Holliday was in it. Like, that's how I first watched it, because I was like, oh, shit.
He kind of like, I think he set the stage for Doc Holliday portrayals, because like there's a show that came out a couple years back, and I think it's still going, and it might have stopped, but it was called Winona Earp, and it was like on Sci-Fi Channel, and it was about like Wyatt Earp's gun kills demons, and Winona Earp, whatever.
Okay, sure.
Well, her love interest is Doc Holliday, and that guy, the whole time I'm watching the show, I'm like, you're not Doc Holliday. Get the fuck
You're
out
not
of here.
him. You're a fucking poser, goddamn it. Yeah, and I said it after I'd watched it, but I really appreciate the fact that they were able to bring him on in the newer Top Gun, just because, like, because of all the things that he had been going through at that point. He just, he had cancer, like throat cancer, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
And, a bunch of other ailments and things. And, just to give him, have him reprise that role in any manner, and the way they did, was very, very cool. So,
well, he was against it from what I've read about.
Yeah, he didn't want to.
Yeah. And Tom Cruise, to everyone who, shits on him pretty regularly, he jumped through a lot of hoops.
Yeah.
Like, rewrote some of the script, and like, was very he was adamant that Val Kilmer was going to be in the movie, and he changed as much as he possibly could to get him to agree to be in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Very sad. R.I.P.
Definitely.
Val Kilmer. Yeah. All right. So, where to begin? Well, the tariffs are in effect, and the stock market's doing real good. And here's the thing. I want to be perfectly clear about this. I think it is not a good look, and I've said this before, to hope that the president fucks up like that. It is such a bad move, and I don't want this to go off the rails. But I am just looking at what's going on and not super excited about it. And I think that's a very reasonable thing to have, and it is pretty wild to me that, and I've talked about this before, but the way people dig in and try to justify certain things, even though it's like very clearly not going well. Like watching people talk about the economy right now, and you know how everybody's 401ks are basically halved or more, like in the last like couple days. You know, it's a very interesting thing, because hey man, just open your heart a little bit and be willing to go, I don't know if this is the move. Like, it's not that hard. You do not have to blindly accept everything that he does. You can like most of it, but if there's something that's very obviously bad, I don't know why we're like, there's so many people just get hooked on, well, we're just gonna go 100%. Yep, I agree. Let's give tariffs to everybody, including a random fucking island in the Antarctic that's literally only inhabited by penguins. Somehow,
Wait, what?
the Heard Island and McDonald Islands are on his list of tariffs.
Huh.
And there's fucking only penguins that live there, which I agree. We should probably start, you know, taxing those fuckers, but they need to learn their place. And they've had it too good for too long. Yeah, so, you know, maybe start there. Like, all right, man, maybe pick real places that have real people and an export or import that we can and you know, there's also a conversation around like what tariffs are and what kind of tariffs are being played. And I've seen people go, well, fucking Bernie a couple years ago, almost 10 years or 20 years ago. No. Yeah, 2008, whatever that was. That was 3 years ago in my brain. And there's a speech that Bernie Sanders was giving talking about leveraging tariffs to bolster the economy as it was, you know, basically dead at that point. Like, and people are like, see, fucking even the communist Bernie Sanders thinks tariffs are good. But there's a difference between, you know, just a general tariff and then also like targeted, like attacking type tariffs, like what we're doing. Like,
yeah.
And those work, like regular tariffs work when you are trying to bolster the economy. Not super good when the global economy revolves around trading with different countries, and most of the countries have been trading with us without a problem for a while, and everybody's starting to get the well, maybe we find a different country to run most of the trade through, because that's kind of what we've been doing for 100 years plus now. So a lot of like foreign investors, not even just investors, but just countries like the European Union, specifically, very like, I guess we'll start looking for a new one. Which is cool because it's inspired people like, that's right, Elon Musk to basically eat crow on some of the things he's been doing. He had an interview, and I don't remember who it was with, or maybe it was just a speech, but he's talking about we need to not be so antagonistic, and everybody needs to kind of come together, and we need to do this, blah, blah, blah. Like, dog, didn't you just run around on stage with a chainsaw to to show your excitement for cutting a bunch of people's jobs that you thought were worthless? And then he's like, you know, I hope that you know, these reciprocal tariffs, they can kind of stop, and then we can enter this agreement. This looks like free trade thing between us and Europe. And it's wild because we used to have this thing called NAFTA, which is, North America Free Trade Agreement. And that's what it was. And then somebody was like, we got to stop doing that. I can't remember who, but weird how that works. It's like the fucker just loves reinventing shit that's already happened and then hoping that people are like, fucking Elon, he's onto it, dude. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty exciting. Super cool. Let's dip over to non-political things. So,
okay.
OnlyFans, you're familiar.
You fucker.
OnlyFans is being sued.
Oh,
Because two gentlemen are mad that when they were not interacting with who they were paying to interact with, because there's these like, I don't know, performer agents that basically like manage some of the higher profile creators on there, and post the pictures, edit the pictures, videos, post them, and also deal with the messaging. And so these two young lads found out that, they're talking to dudes and they're not pumped about it. And so now they're suing, which is exciting. It's pretty funny to me, but at least, if you're going to be the person who's like, I'm going to showcase all of my talents on the internet for money, maybe at least talk to people who are paying you. But teach their own.
I mean, I definitely I see what they're saying. It's weird, right? Like the whole like process. But I mean, people are paying to talk to you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're essentially defrauding a service.
Here's my thing. How busy can you be?
I mean, I would imagine that some of those, like, think about it. Bad Baby or whatever her name was, she turned 18 and then she made $1 million.
Oh, the Cash Me Outside lady?
Yeah, the Cash Me Outside girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
She made $1 million like in the first couple months.
Right.
I don't know what she's charging for her like stuff, but like that's a lot. The sheer volume's got to be insane. Like I would imagine that she probably had 200-300 messages fucking nonstop. And then there are girls who do this who have been doing it forever, who are probably way more popular, who charge way more for content. So I'd be willing to bet they probably need the manager, but at the same time, it's probably impossible. I would say it's probably impossible to actually be the person that's doing the content, that's putting out the videos, that's doing all that shit, and then also responding to people in not like a dickish way. Like, yeah, cool. Like, nice dick.
Thanks. THX. Yeah, I wonder if there's not like because I'm assuming, and I don't know, but I'm assuming that when like you subscribe, you have the monthly fee, right? You're paying somebody X amount of dollars per month to see what they're posting. Mm-hmm. I wonder if there's like there's a way that they can like it would be fucked up, but be like, all right, you pay me $50 and you can talk to me. You know what I mean? Like, or I'm not saying 50, but like, a certain amount. Yeah. And I would hope that if that's the case, then they are actually talking to you, because that's, that's money in the bank. But yeah, I mean, it is also weird because like, I don't sue the strip clubs because the stripper doesn't actually like me. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, these are all performances, right? They're not This is not a real thing. Like, if
Yeah.
you want somebody to genuinely talk to you and is a lady and might show you pictures of herself naked, might be time to look for a girlfriend, possibly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
No, I agree with you. But
so,
also on your strip club comment, like, think about it. You pay for the backroom dance, and
Yeah.
then she's like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna blindfold you." You get blindfolded, and she walks away, and some dude walks up and starts dancing on you, and you can't see because you're blindfolded.
yeah.
You'd be pretty pissed off. You pull the blindfold off, and there's some dude grinding on you.
Yeah, I mean, that's also not how strip clubs operate, though. So maybe I don't even know what the real comparison would be.
There isn't one, dude. Like this.
Yeah.
The shit that we're going through now.
It's unprecedented.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. On that note, there's more. Not from that story, but there's more OnlyFans news. Are you excited? Because I am.
Pretty excited, dude. This is great.
Yeah. How do you feel about Down syndrome?
Are you talking about that hot Down syndrome girl that's like resurfaced all over the place? I know that sounds terrible.
Maybe. There is. Oh my God. There is a trend circulating where Instagram influencers, they're using AI to appear that they have Down syndrome.
Yep.
Well, man.
Have you not seen any of these videos, bro?
I've seen the videos, but I'm just gonna leave that alone because I don't want them to send me more. Like, I just feel it feels inappropriate.
There's this one, and I knew about the fact they were superimposing the face onto their bodies or whatever, but then someone took a video and then took all the comments and played the comments to the video.
Yeah,
they're wild.
Yeah, I've seen so on Facebook the shorts or reels or whatever it is. You know how when you scroll by and it's like a bunch of reels, like and it'll show you one and it'll start auto playing, but it'll only play like a couple seconds. I've seen that with a comment over the top of it. I was like, oh boy, and that's why I was like, I'm not gonna go down this. This is. Seems fucked up.
It definitely is.
Yeah. So I gotta tell you, I think Ted Kaczynski made some good points. I think no. I think this is more Philip K. Dick territory, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is some androids dreaming of electric sheep stuff, right? This is weird. I gotta tell you, this is weird. It's even weirder that this is like a thing where people are like, I gotta subscribe to this. Like, you want an OnlyFans from a person with Down syndrome for what reason? Like,
so
the novelty of it. Like, what the fuck? I understand that most of the time they're not. Like, it says in the article it's AI generated, but still, it's weird.
Yeah. What I'm confused about is how there's not more outrage about this.
Yeah.
Because any other minority, if you were faking that, it would be insane. So why are people not more? It's very confusing to me. There's not more people that are just fucking mad about it. Understandably mad, but still mad.
I wonder if it's not because it is a very relatively new story. Like, because I just typed it into Google and then hit news, and the new, like, the AI OnlyFans angle, the oldest story is only a couple weeks. So I gotta tell you, maybe it's gonna catch up, but yeah, pretty fucked up. I don't know. Yeah, if you were pretending to be literally anything other than yourself, I don't think people have they're not super pumped about it unless it's like an anime character. So, like, Like, you're not gonna make AI make you look black, are you? You know what I mean? Like, this is that. Like, it's fucked up. And also, you are wanting to see people with disabilities naked. That's also kind of fucked up, I feel like.
It definitely is.
Yeah. So, anyway, speaking of disabled people, there's a man who is a surgeon. He has been fined $10,000 because he shared a picture of his patient's dick. He took a dick pic of his patient.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, and here's why. There's a swastika on it. So.
Oh. Oh, that's weird.
To that I say, well, obviously you have to take a picture of it, you know. And honestly, $10,000 for a doctor doesn't seem, a surgeon specifically, doesn't seem like
a
it's
slap
that
on
much.
the wrist. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. You want to know why this guy was why he was in surgery? You want to know why this guy was in surgery?
Why? Dick surgery.
No. He was in surgery because he had a homemade pipe bomb explode in his hands.
Oh, fun. This guy's definitely a winner.
Yeah, pretty cool. So, yeah, I mean, obviously. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like this is definitely like a, all right, I can fine you $10,000. So basically, he just didn't get paid for that surgery. You know,
What it seems like, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what I got today.
That's what you got? All right, well, look, while all this important shit in the world has been going on, we completely missed the battle for number 8.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Don't people usually fight for number 1?
Well, so more recently, Dale Earnhardt Jr., little known NASCAR driver from back in the day.
Back in the day.
He tried to copyright 2 different styles of the number 8.
Okay.
And I don't really understand why, but Lamar Jackson was like, "Hold up, I'm number 8."
Yeah. That's weird. What styles did he try to copyright?
So they're both styles that of the number 8 that Dale Earnhardt Jr. raced with.
Yeah. Oh, so like that.
Yeah, that like slanted,
yeah,
NASCAR-esque like style. Well, Lamar Jackson didn't like the fact that he was doing the older version, and he challenged him on it. And I really thought this was going to go into a long, drawn-out battle, but Dale Earnhardt Jr. decided the old version wasn't worth fighting for, and just walked away from it. Very anticlimactic.
Yeah, I mean that feels like a very Dale Jr. thing to do. You know what? I don't care. I don't have an issue with this anymore. That kind of thing. Like, so I'm interested. I tried to look up the because it's Lamar's Era 8 apparel is apparently what he uses it for. And I can't find an 8 that's not pretty fucking generic looking, so I don't know. I'm assuming Dale just stuck with copywriting the 8 that was on the car, like that style.
They're using the rights to the stylized 8, as he called it, and they're going to move away from the original JRM number 8 that they had been using since 2019.
Let's see if I can find a picture of it.
Yeah. They look, honestly, man, they look so fucking similar.
I get it. Okay, so here we go. The JRM, JR Racing, JR Motorsports. It's this 8 right here.
Yeah.
All right, it's the same one that's on this Bass Pro.
Oh shit! It does look a lot like the back of his jersey, huh?
Yeah. Well, this is a superimposed one, but
Oh, okay.
This 8 is the one that we know and love. This is the one that is going to be staying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So interesting. All right. Well, congrats to Lamar Jackson. Here's the thing. I thought he wanted to win a Super Bowl so he could be number 1. That was what he's been saying, and now he's not.
Look, he's number 8, dude, and he is. He is a number 8 quarterback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna make it to the playoffs, but he's gonna choke somewhere and not make it to the Super Bowl. It's fine.
Yeah. Hey, man, if you upgrade to a number 3, you could throw a game-winning touchdown interception. Sorry, Russell Wilson. Yeah. So, I mean, hey, good for you guys. I gotta tell you that the number 8 that Junior used to use from like the Bud Light car, or not Bud Light, the Bud car, Budweiser. That was like the first thing that I figured out how to make in Forza, because you can do it with like the most basic shapes, and I was like, oh shit, hold on, all I gotta do is like slant it, and then like make a bigger one for the shadow, and then a smaller one, and then from that I pivoted into making the 3, because that's pretty much the same thing. It's just got a chunk cut out of it. And that inspired a long time journey into graphic design, which I use every day, obviously. But
dude, I know that no one in here is gonna know what I'm talking about, but whenever you went through on that most recent NAAC, on the most recent college football game,
yeah,
and you made all of those,
yeah, I need to start
like,
doing that again. That was a lot of fun. Yeah,
everything, those were dope, dude. Like those were fucking awesome.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing those. I bet I could pull up at least the Blue Angels one, because I think that's the one I posted into the NCAA like subreddit. But yeah. So to those of you who don't know, you can make your own teams in NCAA in the new college football 25, I guess. And I wanted to make teams based on squadrons and like in the Navy specifically. And so, oh yeah, here we go. So I made these a bunch of different teams, and this is the Blue Angels one, which I just basically was like, they're the Oregon of this thing. And so I gave them a little Oregon spirit. But yeah, dude, I had a lot of fun, and I did the field and everything, which was fun.
I know, it was great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I am excited to keep doing it, because they've added more tools, and I just haven't touched it since. They've added a lot of like streamlining things to the very clunky team builder program. But anyway.
All right. If you made it this far, stop what you're doing, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave us comments, leave us reviews. They all really help. And you don't have to give us any money. It just takes a couple minutes of your time. All right. Am I the asshole for forbidding my girlfriend from doing household chores? This sounds like the opposite of the 1950s. So off the bat, I'm like, I might be on your team. All right. A few years ago, while putting together furniture, my 26 male girlfriend, 27 female, injured her wrist from using the screwdriver. We ended up getting her some wrist braces until the pain went away. We eventually checked with a doctor who said it was no big deal. Since then, I've slowly forbidden her from doing household chores around the house.
Not only is it like, I don't want you doing work, it's out of your concern for your health.
I noticed that doing these chores, sweeping, scrubbing, cleaning dishes, etc., they would consistently agitate her wrist, and she wouldn't be able to work on her actual job. Small handmade crafts that require a lot of wrist usage.
Right.
I kept using the pattern of her straining her wrist on chores to bail her out of her job for an hour or two. She'd have to wear a wrist brace until the next day. She does love her job, and when things go well, can happily work up to 6 hours a day on her crafts. So since I can't do her job for her, I want her to be able to focus on it. I have no problem doing these chores, but today I caught her scrubbing a pan when I just reminded her yesterday to leave them alone and told her to call me if I'd missed one, and I would have hustled to do it. She told me I'm being overbearing and that she's fine to scrub a pan, but I don't want her getting injured or developing a worse long-term damage. Am I the asshole for insisting that she doesn't do household chores? Some clarification. I should not have put forbidding in quotes. I can't really stop her from doing anything besides maybe chiding her afterwards. I'm not her dad. I've shown her this thread and she agrees my version of events is more or less accurate, but she still feels like she's right. Jesus. Edit 2. Hello, everyone. I stopped responding yesterday because I basically had to answer. I needed 10 comments. And then this post ended up getting almost 300. I actually got chided myself for spending so much time responding to messages that I ended up slacking on my work.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so go ahead, though. What do you think?
I don't think so. I think, you got to think about it. These some people just get very, very stubborn about this stuff, and you got to be like, all right, firm hand. What you should do is just do all of it before she has a chance to do it. Which you can't do if you're replying to all the Reddit comments. But yeah, I mean, I don't think so. I think it's just somebody who's trying to be helpful, and in that specifically for that reason. I don't think he's being an asshole. He might be being overprotective, but I'd rather, in a situation where you could get long-term damage or, further injure yourself.
Yeah.
You'd want somebody who's going to give you a little more care than somebody who's not even going to pay attention to you at all. But
yeah, so I mean, I would tend to agree that I don't think he's being an asshole. I think he maybe is being a little overbearing, but he is also just like worried about her hurting herself more, because she sounds like she maybe has something going on there where she gets hurt easily. Because I remember growing up, we knew this. My mom had this friend, and her daughter had this, like, I don't know. She said that her daughter had this disease where, like, she was just prone to being hurt from any little thing.
Yeah,
like her bones
gets like
are real
bruises
frail.
super easy, and yeah.
And so maybe that's what's going on here.
Yeah.
But the commenters do not fucking agree.
You fucking piece of shit. Yeah, let's hear it.
He is an asshole, apparently. Number one comment. You're the asshole because regardless of your concern for your girlfriend's health, you have exactly zero right to dictate what she can and can't do. That is controlling behavior disguised as concern. It's even more of a concern if you're dictating to her that she is not permitted to do these things, and then you fail to do them immediately, promptly, because then she basically is held hostage by your whim as when you'll do stuff. Jesus Christ.
Oh, boy.
Next one. This post seems really off to me. Aside from the controlling behavior, she somehow injured her wrist a few years ago using a screwdriver, and now she's too fragile to do any chores. I had a level 4 fracture that required 2 surgeries 2 years ago at age 72, and I was basically fully functional in 6 months. And she can't open cans because she broke a nail in a painful way, but hasn't figured out how to open a can without using a nail. Is this real or April 1st?
All right.
Dude, it just keeps going.
That's crazy. Yeah, man. I guess I didn't think of it to be like a controlling situation because,
That's because you're a man and you do the same thing.
Yeah, that's right.
You hate
none of the women in my
children
basement
and
are
old
allowed
people.
to use tools, so. Okay, well, whatever. I guess we're the asshole. I would appreciate the women in the comments section to give their honest opinion. Is this controlling, or is this somebody who's just like, she literally breaks all the time and I don't know what else to do than tell her to stop trying to do stuff? Like, I don't know. It feels weird. It feels especially weird where, oh, you're controlling and you won't let her wash the dishes. Like, usually controlling people love making people wash dishes, but
Right, like you force them to do things you don't want to do.
right. Like, I don't know. And maybe it is because I am, just a dude, but
Yeah. All right. Come on, Kylie, Chantel, Glitter Lizard, Boudica, the now wandering Annabelle. Come on.
Yeah.
Get in here.
Yeah. Also, I was just informed off screen by my phone that Alexander Ovechkin has broken Wayne Gretzky's scoring record.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
895 goals over his career, which is crazy because if you watch hockey, there's literally like 2 a game sometimes. So it can be pretty rough. And he did it in so Ovechkin caught him, got tied in with 1 game less than Gretzky. But I will say Gretzky played more games. Like he like at 1,486 games, they both had 894, but Gretzky scored it on 1,479. So he's still a little faster, but Ovechkin broke it. So 895 officially in the books. Pretty crazy. That's a lot of fucking stick swinging.
I also feel like sports in general, as we've gotten where we are now, there's less defense played.
Yeah.
Because if you look at basketball 10, 15 years ago, like a high scoring game was in the 90s.
Yeah.
And now a high scoring
like
game is like
120,
120, 130 or some shit. Like they're crazy.
Yeah, and I think also in the 90s, like it was a lot more physical, whereas now it's a lot more 3-point oriented. Like the 3-point shot is like that's where everybody's going. Because that gives you the most points, and usually people, you get it to your shooters, your Steph Currys, and you can drain it. But yeah, and not to make it sound like this Ovechkin's this young whippersnapper just tearing shit up. He was drafted by the NHL in 2004, so he's been playing a hot minute. Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, even like, what was it? 1,480 games. That's a long fucking time. Because, I mean, that's a lot of games in any sport. So maybe not baseball. They play like 4,000 games a year, I feel like. But
and I would say that hockey is probably one of the last sports left where like it's not as frowned upon if just beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah, a lot more physical, and I think in all aspects it's just a genuinely difficult thing, because not only like are you dealing with the physicality, but also you have to skate well, on the slipperiest surface known to man. Might as well be playing in lube, and it's and then you're using a stick that's just a little wider than the fucking puck that you're trying to hit, and you're trying to navigate this thing through a sea of other people's hockey sticks to finally get to a goal where the goalie takes up so much space that you have, very small openings to actually get through. It's very impressive. Like somebody who's able to do it well and able to do it for a long time, like Ovechkin or Wayne Gretzky. Like these are phenoms. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway.
All right. We'd like to thank our friends. I'm blanking. The Macabre Emporium, the Real Creature Feature, the Dark Windows podcast, the Society of Cryptid Hunters, and of course, the Remedial Scholar.
Hell yeah. And that's it. I've had enough. Peace out, bitches.
Tip your bartender.